Hey everybody, this is David Duford. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. You are watching a video with my friend in the business, Mr. Troy Wilson at the AgedLeadStore. Troy, say hello today.
Hi everyone out there. Troy Wilson here.
Yeah, so the reason I have Troy on the line here is that, I get a lot of agents who ask me about how aged leads work. I know a lot about not aged leads, so I figured I'd have Troy on because he's been in the business quite a while and to tell us more about how aged leads work, what you should be concerned with, and then to kind of answer basic questions. So Troy, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you guys do?
Yeah, Troy Wilson, CEO of AgedLeadStore.com and Next Wave Marketing Strategies, Inc. Been selling aged leads now for the last almost 20 years. Got started in 2001 after I had initially I was in a high-tech incubator. I had my own search engine optimization company for a while there, and then I left that, and then I went off to I was director of marketing for a mortgage lead generation company, and then from there in 2001 I just started my own company and started selling aged leads and been doing it ever since. It's been quite a ride. Been working from home for the last 19 years or so.
So this lockdown thing isn't that big a deal, then, is what you're saying for you?
Not business-wise, but it's a big
Right.
deal personally. I've missed so many scouting events and stuff. It's been rough, but yeah, in business it's been kind of interesting. It's like the best time ever for telesales, it seems, and it's been like advancing this whole telecommuting thing and all the softwares and Zooms and everything else, like marketing automation by 5 years probably. Like, it's pretty awesome.
Right.
So
what drew you into the business of selling leads? I know you had a little transition there from the tech world, but why aged leads? What got you into that?
Well, it seemed like it was I just felt like a lot of times maybe the real-time space was kind of too many big players and too crowded, and people seemed very unhappy if I go to insurance forums and stuff. So it just like thousands of negative comments about the real-time players, and I just felt like, it just seemed like a good niche to go into where I could be a big fish in a small pond. And it's worked out really well, and we still don't really have any like major competitor. There's a lot of little guys, but they're pretty much just flipping files and sending them out the same way they received them, and they're a lot of mostly garbage. I've seen them many times. So we're the only ones to come in and really put some robust software around it and create a whole online on-demand store, where we just have millions of leads available to agents nationwide. They can come in and create an account and search our leads databases, any of our 8 lead types by their filters, get counts, order any they want online, and then retrieve them instantly in the orders area of the website. So it's worked well. We have like 23,000 agents in our store signed up, and thanks to without the store I could never keep up with it all just from home by myself. But by leveraging technology, I really have been able to service a lot of agents for a long time now.
So for our new agents watching this, tell us, Troy, what exactly are aged leads, and at least on your side, how are they generated and where do they come from?
They're all internet generated insurance quote requests that we get from real-time lead aggregators, lead generators, publishers. Then we clean them all up and make them available in our store. And they originally are coming from people like through Google, Google AdWords, or they fill out some online quote requests that they arrived at from an email or Google AdWords or display ads or Facebook ads or mobile ads or something, but it's typically not incentivized, and it's not co-registrations or surveys or, we've got quite an established vendor network that we've been been working with for many years. So, you know, the leads we get on the front end are quite good and quite validated by our vendors, and then we put them through our own third-party lead validation, and as well as a lot of in-house lead validation through our evergreen lead optimization technologies. So, you know what we output to clients, you know, is really, you know, we've done a lot to make it as accurate as possible.
So what about age leads make them so popular with insurance agents? A lot of agents use them. I certainly have at points in my career. What are some of the selling points as to why and what kind of agents should be using an age lead?
Yeah, a lot of new agents use age leads for sure. You know, they're great for cutting your teeth on, you know, and they're great for, you know, if you've got, well, basically anyone that wants to lower their customer acquisition cost. They're always going to be better because the real-time leads tend to charge way too high a premium for speed, and so many of the leads aren't even sales ready, or you're not going to finally contact them until days or weeks later anyway, in which case they pretty much become an age lead at that time.
Right.
But so it's yeah, I think the age leads work really well for a lot of people. So for a lot of people, it's a numbers game, and the age leads are the only way to get the numbers you need to, you know, on a consistent basis to be able to hit those numbers. And if you want to get some marketing automation software, like we highly recommend Hot Prospector, Ricochet 360, or Sales Dialers, or there's a bunch out there, Cloudy Assistant or whatever. But just, you know, when you get one of those softwares, you need a way to then, okay, now you've got the software, now how are you going to load it up on a consistent basis with enough to be able to optimally use it to pay for the $150 a month you're paying for that software or whatever, and load it up with ideally thousands or more leads a month so that you can email them, call them, potentially ringless voicemail drop them, or text them, if usually not, you know, unless you're real confident that you have prior express written consent. We don't really recommend texting a ringless voicemail or dropping them as a first means of communication, but more as like a follow-up after you've already engaged them through email or phone, and then they've asked you to follow up with them for the next steps. But yeah.
So what do you suggest for agents that are interested in buying age leads? What is your recommendation on how to best work them? Are they any different from a fresh lead in your opinion? Or should you treat age leads in the working of them process any differently?
When you put them in your marketing automation software, yeah, I've heard numerous people say not to treat them differently. Usually usually you might want to say, you know, we're just following up on a quote you made online in the last few weeks or months, just getting back to you, seeing if you still need help, or but yeah, we recommend, you know, it's real good to do like six call outreaches and 3 email outreaches until you contact them, and then often it takes several more phone calls or outreach to finally close them. So, and that's why we recommend a marketing automation software, because otherwise you're not going to have the time or discipline most agents won't to reach out to them that many times by phone or by email. They'll usually give up way early, which is why there's kind of still so much gold left in the age leads to begin with. Because when people bought the $20 real-time lead, they just called them 1 time or 2 times, or they never got them on the phone in many cases.
Yeah, if they ever called, some of these agents never actually make contact. It's you'd be surprised out there, and I know you're well aware of what I mean.
Yeah, and there's often a lot of meat left on the bone for sure. So yeah, it seems to work quite well, and people a lot of times we have a better return policy than the real-time lead companies too, and we put the leads through more validation at times than they have, and so yeah, a lot of times, and then the people are just, a lot of times they're more sales ready. They've talked to a few people, you know, they're now that they've had a few weeks or months to think about it, talk to a few people, consider stuff, if they're still looking, then they may well be ready to pull the trigger at this point.
Sure.
It's kind of like the last man standing. Whoever follows up the most for the longest,
Right.
you know, is gonna get them. So it does require a little bit more work than just a transfer or something, you know. But for what you pay, it's like it's much your customer acquisition cost should be much lower than with cold transfers or direct mail or real-time internet leads. Yeah, so it should definitely be a part of anybody's marketing mix. And a lot of my clients, it's like the main part of their marketing mix. Like,
Sure.
So
Troy,
yeah.
where can we find out more about testing a sample of these and buying a batch of your aged leads? Can you kind of describe what an agent should do to consider purchasing from you?
Yeah, if you go to AgedLeadStore.com, you can just take some minutes to set up an account free, and then you can search our leads databases by your filters, get counts, order any you want online with credit card or PayPal, and then retrieve them instantly in the orders area of the website. And there's just a $100 minimum order. And yeah, I think it'll work really well. And you can filter by. You can create a list of zip codes by cities or counties or radius around a zip code. Most people do 30-mile radius around a zip code. You could specify whatever consumer age range you want. So with our life insurance leads, for example, if you filter by people 50 years old and above, then they're usually have filled out a final expense specific quote request. Or 50 years old and below, they're usually looking for term life. And then you can specify if you want just cell phones or just landlines or a mix of both. And these days I recommend mix of both because like everybody's at home. Like the landline connect rates are almost as high as cell phone connect rates these days. With everybody being at home, and they're you can even reach them landlines 9 to 5, which is really unusual. And people have a lot more time right now to talk about quotes too, and more willing to sit down and yeah, let's talk about final expense or life insurance or med subs or whatever. And to somewhat there's even an urgency more than usual right now. So people worried about their health or this, that. So
sure. Well, very good. So Troy, I appreciate your time today. I'm going to put for my viewers below this video, you should see a link to AgedLeadStore.com. Just go there. If there's any reference there as to who sent you, just mention this guy. And other than that, Troy, thanks for your time today. I appreciate you taking time to explain how Aged Leads works.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right, Troy.
Thank you.
See you.
Hope we do it again sometime. Bye.